Hello everybody, welcome back to an edition of the EcoStruxure Machine Expert HVAC. I'm your host, Leandro Mal, and in this video what we're gonna see is how we can use the object called button in the software. So let's go to the software. So the idea of this particular video is to show you some of the properties that we have with this button object, okay, and how we can navigate a little bit. I believe they already explained that on the other videos, but the use of the object button has multiple uses, okay, and that I will explain that in further videos. There are a little bit more advanced some of the features that we can do, but the idea now is to show you how can you use it for basic things, okay. So the first thing, this is the next video of the object that we have, and this is the previous one. So what I'm going to do is to delete all this. So in order to delete all this, just select everything using the shift key and then delete, just in case you don't know it. So here where you have the OK new button, you can put it and it will try to maximize as soon as possible. Here you have the possibility to change these numbers over here, to change the positions and everything. Okay. You can see here how it changed, and here the dimension. So the X is going to be 10 and this is going to be 20. You can do it manually. The first thing, I don't know why, but in my case probably a little bit complicated. You need to check when the arrow, the cross arrow, it comes vertical or horizontal, and then you should be able to change the size. So you need to pay attention. Okay, so now that you have ready with the size that you want, let's see what we have. So we have possibility to change the font of the text that we're going to have. Here we can select or field with the text that we want, or we can use an image over here using the bitmap. In my case, I don't have any, but I'm going to display the bitmaps later, how the image is. But basically, we are over here on resources, bitmaps, right click, import. Here, you just browse for the one that you want, okay, and then import. Then you should be able to select it. The important thing here is that on the images, I'm going to display that later, you are limited to the size of the screen and to the size of the object. It's not going to shrink the images, okay? So if the object has 41/18, you need to find an images that has on the same range, okay? Or you can use the paint and try to shrink the image. It's up to you. Well, here I'm just going to use something, for example, back to go back to the previous page. So back, and it's important here to insert the same text once again, or the different one, not leave it empty. So you have the possibility to see when the object is selected. So I'm going to put it over here and then I can show you. Then the other thing that we have is the borders. We can increase the border. I never use 0 for obvious reasons, but I recommend you to have the border. And then this is one is important. You have the possibility to change the selection order, okay, and the background. And this is similar to the one when we talk about the object for the text field or display variable. So you have the visualization, or in the display, you can understand that the object that you have selected through the keys is selected. Otherwise, you can put the keys and you don't know which is the object that you need to enter. So that's the main idea of this. Okay, so I recommend you have the other way around, the opposite as is on default. Then you have the selection order. So if you have plenty of this, drag and drop, copy and paste, you can define the navigation. So here you have selection order. 2, and 1. So if you press down, it will go. So you make the idea. Then we have visibility, that we can link that to a variable show. Okay, and selection variable, this part I never leave it. Okay, I just always leave it in false, never touch it. But you have those options, never use it. And here's the important things. We have I leave here, you have the possibility to select a variable. We can test this later. But here we have the possibility to use open page, and here you just need to define the page. So in my case, I don't have anything, but I can select, for example, page ID 02, and here open page, I just need to enter ID 02. You can change here the alignment, how you want to put everything from one side, center, or the left. Okay, and that's it basically. The important thing is that you need to know where is the object. Okay, you can see it here. It's in the OK. Select, paste, resize it. You have possibility to use event on press, on action, on release. So basically this is going to be when you press the OK on the object. But what is important here to understand is the following. If you want, for example, to have a variable to execute, or when you press something, that's going to be the button, execute something, then what you need to do is to go here. So for example, you have a variable, you have a preset, you have a set point, okay? And you want the set point to increase when you press this one, okay? So what you can do is in the action, and here call. This call must be related to an action, or the action is going to be called the procedure here. So here, local procedure, insert procedure. So procedure is going to be increase. Okay, so here, increase, we need to define a function, okay, function to add, I don't know, +1 to the set point. Okay, this function is gonna be called video underscore set param. It has a few things over here, okay, that we're going to explain that later. Okay, and this will have the internal communication between the embedded display and the PLC. So in this way, we have the possibility to directly access to the variable, because it's not possible to access to the variables over here. As you can see, I cannot drag and drop it. So using this set param will allow me to put that on the device. Okay, and then we're gonna see that. We're gonna show you an example, but this is the idea. So I'm going to make another video explaining how to use the video set param and video get param. That's why I'm gonna put it in a different place. And then if you want to do, for example, change a value on the PLC and then move to another page, I'm going to explain that also, but in another video. Otherwise it's going to take more time and we're going to be for another thing. So it's going to explain you how you can do it, and this is the way. So here in call, you just need to use the name of procedure, inc. You need to use the same syntax. Okay, so I believe that's it for this. I'm going to cover those procedures later, but the important thing to you for you is to understand the concept of having the different text when it's selected or not, and when this one, okay, is selected or not, and then the actions. Otherwise, it can be complicated if you don't know this at the beginning. Okay, so this is it for the button. I know it's not that much as explained before, but I wanted to create different videos related to each of the events or functions that we have inside the procedures. Okay, so if you need to change a value using a button, then we need to create a procedure, and then with that procedure we can change the value on the controller. That we have different things to do that, but that's the idea how we can do it. Okay, so if you just don't want to use the button, then you just need to put the value over there and manually change. Okay, that's the other step. But this is it for the button. As I mentioned before, I'm going to make another video explaining those different things and possibilities that we have. So thank you very much for watching this particular video, and I see you on the next one.